bot, and we've seen this very bot, the Leander, before.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like smoking up, even when it's being crossfired by a
Yeah.
BB and a Graf Spee.
Jellicoe is not the smartest person in the game. I can definitely vouch for that. But with enough islands in the way and no T61 Hydro, I feel he might just make it past the first 5 minutes.
If he stops behind the island, that is.
Let's see if 10 bucks says he beaches. 10 bucks says he beaches.
10 bucks says he goes past.
Why? Looks like we're gonna go for a beach, guys.
Wow, he really is beaching.
Why? He's actually going to beach. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah. I think.
Well, that's one way to make sure your bot doesn't die.
Yeah, that's one way to make sure your bot doesn't die.
And
nothing much happening for now.
Oh.
They're contesting A. Nobody's gone for B at all. Although I'd have thought that, considering it's a little more open with just one big island, it would be the perfect spotting point.
Yeah.
For either of the DDs, but they seem very content with sticking to A right now.
Yeah, the Fuso spotted has already lost 6,000 HP at the hands of the Warspite, and the Leander in true bot fashion gets spotted.
Fire coming in from the Budioni. The Fuso will be ready to fire any second now, and the Leander's charging as expected.
No, Leander's gonna beach on a different island now. It's good because it's a strategic place, and they've lost vision of the Leander, which is good news for the Leander. Oh no, Jellicoe has turned. I repeat, he's going in. He's gonna appear broadside to the Fuso.
Wow.
This
you know what?
is
I
going
can
to
spend
be
the
painful.
entire game watching just this bot.
Oh yeah,
it's just too much fun. And he
misses
at shooting as well.
And he misses. Yeah. Oof. Massive salvo there coming out from the Fuso. And now I think Indian Destroyer's Fubuki is feeling a little adventurous. Torps coming out. Jellicoe using the smoke. What is this?
Finally. And he's very conservative with the smokes, the bot.
Oh.
But he's finally decided to use them.
And look at that.
But
Amplitude.
Then charge right into the Torps. Yeah, he's
Amplitude smoke. Is he gonna dodge? No, I think he might dodge it. He's gonna dodge it. Woo!
Gotta give him credit for that.
Torpedo broken. Oh my god, Fubuki down to 200 HP and on fire. Fubuki just about damage cons at the right time, but it is basically level. The Fubuki is all but out of the match.
You know what? This is reminding me of match number 3 right now.
Don't say it. We've had some great games today, and it's up to Amplitude and Loner Prime whether they can replicate some of that awesomeness for us here. The Shinonome
this is a good move, by the way. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but this is a good move. They're starting to cap B, and they've occupied A. So this is a good move. I don't know how long they can occupy A, but it's going to have to make some changes. But
so here's the thing. You know, this particular map on Domination Endpoint, which is the Clan Brawl format. I've played this particular map with, 2 inexperienced players from my team. And all we did was hold this side of the island that Amplitude is on. I think Loner Prime has made a bit of a mistake going in aggressive, but if he gets to the island and ensures he cannot be shot by the Fuso, he and Amplitude can basically outlast them because they've got the B cap. They're going to deny the A cap as long as they're alive. And that means the points keep coming in. That's going to force the Budioni, the Fubuki to come in. The Fubuki is hanging on by a thread. One secondary whizzes past, and that's going to be the end of Indian Destroyer. But what is this? Amplitude going in aggressive.
What the Shinonome doesn't know is that the Budioni is that close.
Oh, he's going to spot.
He's going for the kill shot on the Fubuki. Well, that was a good play. That was actually a good play, worth the risk. I'm sure he's going to smoke up any moment now.
Fuso HE Salvo coming in, and suddenly Amplitude's ballsy play is more risk than reward. Is he going to be able to dodge enough to get close enough to the Budioni and torp it? Because if he can torp the Budioni before dying, that means the Warspite is in a good position to win this. They've got the cap, they've got the points. Those Shinonome torps, 9 of them heading towards the Budioni. The Budioni is going to have to take a few of them. There is
I
no situation where it dodges everything.
Yeah, those are
Oh,
just too close.
beautiful
They've been
torps.
fired from just
I
too close.
I think that's going to be a Deva strike. Ooh, 6,000 HP only.
And the
Beautiful
Warspite
stuff.
moves in for the kill. He can overmatch the Budioni.
Oh, the island.
Oh,
The
the
island.
island took a couple of shots, but
And
the
you know, the
Budioni's,
angle
I'm
was
guessing
perfect.
he's still spotted.
Yeah, the angle was perfect, meaning there wouldn't have been an overpen. But the Warspite unlucky not to have finished that off. Going in with the rear guns, but I don't think they're going to make it over the island. One shell dust, 2,800 HP. Loner Prime, he's getting the points. What he needs to do is actually survive for 5 minutes, and he's going to take home this match for Team CRZY. We've seen some crazy plays coming in from them once again with the bot, but this time the bot wasn't as much of a liability. Shots going over the island, 1,600 over pen again. Loner
This
Prime's going to
Budioni is
be very
living
upset.
on borrowed time. This Budioni is living on borrowed time right now. Yeah, as much. Thought as much. This was always going to end in tears for the Budioni. He should have stopped shooting and just reversed back into the island. What people need to realize is a ship lost is also points lost,
Yep.
right?
Especially in a 2v1 situation, right? You can regroup, you can rush the site. And look at Loner Prime now. He's actually moving out of the caps. Not the smartest thing to do for him.
Well, the thing is, to move back into the cap, he's got to show broadside. And I think that's what he wants to prevent. What he can do is keep resetting the Fuso, which will obviously lead to a stalemate and then
Points
come down
victory
to
for
the
them.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless the Fuso plays smartly, which he is doing, and he's going.
He's going to take the island cover, but that will allow Loner Prime to reverse back in, right?
Well, if the Fuso goes deep enough, I'm not so sure.
I'm surprised why the Fuso is shooting HE. You know, it's a
Well, the
good
Warspite's pretty angled right now, and an angled Warspite is pretty hefty. It's pretty tanky. I don't think he'd have been able to do much damage to an angled Warspite. At least this way, this is a permafire because he just repaired 2 fires.
And
So this is going to burn for a bit.
with that
And he's
TBT
getting
are in the
B.
lead.
He's already got A. Good move.
Yep. This island is the linchpin. You know, if you hold one side of this island and one cap, you are in the driver's seat of this match. And we have just seen that momentum switch from Team CRZY to Team TBT. And that's not something they were hoping for, because Amplitude, you know, great ballsy play coming in from him, helping take down that Budioni. But all that effort seems to have gone in vain, because now the Warspite is reversing of all things into the cap, because turning around is going to take just too long. And 2 minutes 55 till Team TBT are going to win it. I mean, Team CRZY.
But you know what the funniest part is? Now that he stopped one of the caps and he reverses back into A as well, the Fuso is going to have to come out and make a play. And the Fuso is going to have to come out broadside because he's lost the plane. So he doesn't know where the Warspite is. He doesn't know the exact position and the angle.
The Warspite is spotted. The Fuso is vulnerable. AP shots coming in, and dispersion for the win. Just the 4,000 damage there.
And the island. The islands have taken quite a bit of beating this match.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Wow, this is going to come down to the wire. This is good play from both the teams. Maybe a couple of misplays from the Shinonome. I think the Shinonome could have just smoked up and stayed out of trouble. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, Cap.
Yep, because now it just comes down to battle of attrition. Because if the Warspite survives for 4.5 minutes, which it might, you know, that's gonna be the win for Team TBT. But look
And he's
at that.
starting to reverse.
Look at that.
And he's starting
The
to angle.
Fuso speeding out. Fuso is speeding out.
A smart move by the Fuso. But he's slowing down again. he's not I hope he realizes he's not going to win the match by just staying in the cap. He's got to kill the Warspite or drive him out of the cap.
Oh, the fire coming out once again on the Warspite. Is he trying to burn him down? It's basically a battle of secondaries at this point. I think he might have doubled up on his fire. Or it's just a single fire because Loner Prime is not putting it out just yet.
That is a single fire for now, but the secondaries and constant HE spam from Fuso, well, it's not a spam, a BB, the best that it can spam.
Secondary HE spam.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Gets into
Smart
cover.
stuff, yeah. Beautiful play there by Loner Prime. Got just behind the island, and as you can see, Fuso, Lord Debesh from Team CRZY can no longer see him. And he's opting to reverse into B cap. You know, contesting the cap is not gonna win him the match anymore, but it'll certainly prevent him from losing the game. Just in the nick of time.
Just in the nick of time, indeed.
And Loner Prime's not gonna move. He knows this is his game. It's gonna take the Fuso at least 45 seconds to change gears, move in, expose its broadside. But if you ask me, a 32,000 HP Fuso versus the 14,000 HP Warspite, both broadside, I would still pick the Fuso.
Well, I would actually pick the Warspite because those guns are insanely powerful. And you know what the worst part is? The Fuso is going to give broadside to the Warspite any second now.
So here's the problem. The two rear guns, I think Loner Prime is moving forward to make sure he doesn't put those in the island. Oh, spoke too soon. Both rear guns went into the island. And just
Another
like
fire.
that, you know, Loner Prime is on perma fire, but he's healing through this one.
He's healing through this one. I was questioning the use of HE this time, but I think what Lord Deepesh was expecting was the Warspite to be angled and not to be as broadside as he was.
Oh, it's still done a huge chunk of damage, down to 4,500 HP. Heal's about to max out right now. That British heal's not going to keep up forever. 5,500 HP. That's where Loner Prime's going to top out. His HE goes in. 25,000 for the Fuso.
Wow, he's gone for HE at this stage in the Warspite. Not good play. Now it's do or die.
Oh,
and
beautiful angle. 1,400, but finally takes one in the butt. And that's going to be it for Loner Prime. He's not going to be able to survive another fire, as it is going to be Team CRZY coming up with the win. TBT were so close.
I think it came down to shot selection by the Warspite. He donked a few shots into the island.
Yeah.
He chose HE right at the last moment when the Fuso was broadside. I mean, this was an interesting game.
Honestly, what I would have done is gone for a ram, because even I don't know what happens if the two of them would have killed themselves. You know, it would have been a very interesting scenario. We would have had to sit and figure out whether the game appoints a winner based on points, or, you know, we figure out what the hell happens. But with that, Team CRZY are going to win the 5th and final map of the group stages, guys. That brings us to the conclusion of the first stage of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear, ActFiberNet, and Zotac Gaming. We've had some intense World of Warships action, especially today. Yesterday was, I think, more of the teams getting a feel for the modes, the other opponents. But today has been quite an exciting affair, Valkyrie, hasn't it?
It has. Very, very interesting day. A lot of games have come down to the wire, come down to the last two ships battling it out. And that's exactly what we like to see.
Yep, folks, with that, we're going to take your leave. And we will be back on Monday and Tuesday for the semifinals of Shipfest, and then followed by the grand finals on Wednesday as we look to crown the first ever Shipfest India champion. Thank you so much for watching the Esports Club. My name is Captain Arya. With me, Valkyrie. This is the end of the